Hey everyone, Alan Baylock here. I'm the director of the 1 O'Clock Lab Band at the University of North Texas. Thank you so much for playing El Abrazo. I thought the band sounded really great. I did send some comments, some written comments that hopefully you guys can learn from. But I did want to send this quick video to thank you and talk about a couple highlights, which included the overall feel of both the samba and the swing, as well as the intro and outro. Of course, this tune was composed and arranged for a very special person who died way too young. And so there was a lot of emotion that I was feeling when I wrote it. And I felt some of that emotion coming back in your performance. So thank you. Of course, there's always room for growth in that intro and outro, the slow sections, for subtle dynamics and phrasing. And usually what gets ripped off is the softs. You know, big bands, we have a tendency to play loud. So really pay closer attention to the softer dynamics and keep that in your color palette, and that'll make a big difference. Second tenor part is very difficult, and you did a great job, I know, because it's low and soft, and that's obviously very difficult. So thanks for doing a good job there. So again, be more musical in terms of the phrasing and stuff on the intro and outro, and also make sure the tempo stays the same when it goes back and forth between the samba and the swing. It sounded like the samba really did slow down. And that's not one person's responsibility. That's the entire rhythm section, but particularly two people, the bass player and the drummer, of course. That's where a lot of the time that's obvious is dictated from. So make sure you all are locked in and keep that tempo steady. As for the soloist, you have a really great sound and a nice concept. I think I mentioned this in the comments. Make sure on any tune that's AABA or does have a bridge section where it departs from the standard chord changes, you have to practice that 3 times as much or 4 times as much, because if it's AABA, of course you're playing 3 A's, but only 1 B. So you have to shed that B more so it balances out, all right? And that really is what separates, you know, somebody who's really putting in the time and effort. Again, you played beautifully and there's a lot of heart and a lot of emotion, but pay more attention to the bridge sections. If you ever play this again, certainly, but any other tune also. This goes for everybody that's improvising. It sounds like such a simple thing, but it's basic math. You know what I mean? The bridge gets ripped off because it gets played less often. So if you only practice the entire form, it's only getting 25% of your effort, right? And the bridge is great. It's going to separate a less experienced musician from a more experienced musician and a professional musician. Of course, it goes without saying that professional musicians are going to nail the bridge just as much as they would the A section. And they do that by spending more time on it, that's all. Also, I think I mentioned the staccatos in this piece, and this goes for this piece, but other pieces as well. Make sure there's more of a discrimination between those 3 or 4 articulations that are used. Otherwise, they all just kind of sound the same. So staccato shorter, softer, and more heart and soul. And I think you all are going to be fine as you move forward, you know. Thanks so much for the effort that you put in. I think it really paid off, and I was moved by your performance. And again, it's a special piece to me because it was composed for such a special person. So thanks again for putting in the effort, and all the best to each of you as you move forward.